service, Rivertex, and the Kitui textile industry. So officers, I want you to embrace the fact that our tempo against terrorists and indeed criminals must be a high, aggressive, and implemented program by security personnel whose equipment, morale, and training we shall progressively improve. I want you all to pursue our strategies with determination, knowing that you are fully backed by me and also by 47 million Kenyans. Last year, I instructed you to work under a one government approach, and I want to confirm that I have noted and appreciated the efforts that you have made towards that end and your actions in supporting and advancing our Big Four agenda. I want you to take note of the speech that I made on Tuesday last. In it, I clearly outlined that the one government approach will need to be utilized better than ever before in the implementation of the intentions that I laid out for the nation for the next few months. Your determined and coordinated action will be required to combat the black market and illicit trade, while at the same time fostering the increased circulation of money in the economy, as well as the increase in money that goes to the pockets of all our farmers. Your action is also required to take on cartels, particularly in agriculture, to ensure that the producers in our economy are protected from being intimidated and robbed of the fruits of their labor. And in this regard, hakuna kusema huyu ni huyu, huyu ni huyu. Anyway, tuendelee namna hiyo. Kenyans affected by natural disasters such as the heavy rains and the ongoing locust invasion must be supported. The other critical intent that I laid out to the nation is the need to sustain and to accelerate the fight against corruption. And in this regard, I have directed for an intelligence-led review of the cartels that are driving corruption in our country as the basis for multi-agency action to make sure that such actors are brought to book. In undertaking your work, therefore, I expect you to combat corruption with extreme prejudice. Your agencies and personnel must be demonstrably corrupt-free and be visible and undeniable anti-corruption advocates and ambassadors. I also encourage you to perform your duties and to discharge your mandates without fear or favor, and at all times in strict conformity with the law. I urge you all to especially guard against and to resist any interference by politicians or leaders who would wish to leverage on their power and influence so as to undermine or misdirect your work. I also expect you to take immediate action with regard to individuals who use public platforms to incite Kenyans or use hate speech under the guise of politics. we must not allow incitement to divide our people or frustrate our efforts to deepen the unity and cohesion of our country. In terms of food But equally, towards that end, I need to note and to thank you all, including the Minister and his staff, for the efforts that you have made continuously to ensure that our examinations are done in an open, transparent manner. The manner you have cooperated and worked together, heko kwenyu nyote. Asanteni sana. Na tuendelee namna hiyo. That's what we must do. Na wale watu wote, kila mtu ajue, ukirudi kwako, kwa region yako, kwa county yako, kwa sub-county yako, we must know and you must have on hand and available watoto ni ngapi, na wale ambao hawako shule, na wale ambao hawako shule. It is no longer the responsibility ati tuseme mzazi, hapana. Responsibility ni yenu kuhakikisha ya kwamba kila mtoto ako shule. Na kama mtoto hako shule, lazima mtoto aende shule, na kama mzazi analete shida, basi mtoto waende shule, mzazi mnajua pahali mtampeleka. Lakini lazima watoto wasome. Tumekubaliana hiyo? Namna hiyo. I also note that the national government's administrative officers have also played an important role in vetting of farmers to receive subsidized farm inputs and also to the supply of farm produce to the National Cereals and Produce Board. Na tutaendelea namna hiyo. This is vital work that directly improves the day-to-day lives of ordinary Kenyans. I will expect you to work effectively as national government administrative officers to provide the logistical support for the distribution of relief food in response to disasters and emergencies. You will also, friends, be expected to work harder to promote universal health coverage by mobilizing NHIF uptake as well as other insurance packages related to comprehensive medical health cover and group life insurance. I also appreciate the determination to issue identity cards and birth certificates faster and to combat any corruption in these processes. This directly supports the administration in the expansion of our universal health coverage programs, as well as in fostering security and increasing the general efficacy of public service delivery. So I direct that you must achieve the same-day service standard in the issuance of birth certificates, identity cards, passports by the 1st of July 2020. So friends, let me close this address by urging and tasking greater coordination in service delivery in line with the executive orders that I have just issued. Executive Orders number 3 of 2014 on strengthening the national government coordination function at the county level. Executive Order number 1 of 2014 on the county service delivery coordination committees. And Executive Order number 1 of 2018 have all strengthened the capability of the national government administrative and security officers to manage security and the coordination of service delivery across the country. Equally important is the Executive Order number 1 of 2019 on the coordination and implementation of national government development programs and projects. I want the committees established pursuant to these executive orders, including the National Development Implementation and Communication Cabinet Committee and its technical, regional, and county subsidiaries to become even more coordinated and accountable. We all have an important role to play in pushing hard for efficiency, coordination, and fighting leakages as we implement the Big Four agenda. And in that regard, outstanding achievers will be recognized and rewarded both as individuals as well as institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have told you always, you are the tip of the sharp spear that we are going to wield to destroy our enemies. And you are also that mighty shield that protects our people. I want you to work in 2020 with a sense of greater commitment and resolve. Let no one or anything stand in your way when it comes to carrying out your duties and implementing the tasks I have outlined here today. I will expect the Cabinet Secretary Interior to report to me on a regular basis on the progress that we are making as we move forward. And I expect him to report to me on the successes that you are making and not the failures. And I want to say here, as I said, I really want to take this opportunity to thank you. as a collective and individually, because I know many of you have gone out of their way to do that which is necessary. But I must also be very clear that I have given the Interior Hour, and I have also given the IG very clear instructions, very clear. We want to reward those who do good, but equally, friends, na tukubaliani. Ile story ati ukifanya makosa hapa ati unakuwa transferred pale, hiyo hakuna. Ikiwa ni makosa, jameni, jitayarishe kwenda nyumbani. I think that is fair. Au mnasemaje wenzangu? See, that is fair. Yes? We will not be transforming incompetence. We will not be transferring corruption from one region to another. No. No. Get in, no. Yeah? We will not be doing that anymore. We will not be doing that. We want to go on a platform where we reward those who do good and we allow for the exit of those who are not performing. And the same thing I expect from you, my friends, is the same thing I want you to expect for those who serve under you. Right? Hii maneno ya kusema kwa sababu sijui tuko na Police Service Commission, ako wapi mzee wangu huyu, na ni sawa na tunaheshimu, ya? Kama uko na officer ambaye anafanya kazi kwako na hatumiki vile mnataka na anahitajika kutumika, tumia huyu. Wewe hakuna haja ya kusema ati mnaongea mingi. Kama kitu imefanyika, wewe ukuwa umechukua hatua mapema, ya? Si namna hiyo, kwa sababu kama hutachukua, sasa hatua ikichukuliwa kwa